Forgiveness. It's very powerful. Could also be manipulated. A question that I get a lot from a lot of people is about forgiveness. And should we forgive everyone? Do we forgive everyone all the time, unconditionally? In today's lesson, to help improve your everyday life, we're going to learn, do you forgive them or F them? There's no one way to do everything. So many different circumstances that we come across in our lives. And that's why you really have to be flexible with everything. Don't limit yourself. Don't just say, oh, it's just one way to do, a certain thing. There's many different ways to approach many different circumstances. Forgiveness. Should you forgive everyone? And I'm going to be going through a lot of different things in this lesson. This lesson is going to help millions of people, because I'm sure you might be tuned into this, and I've went through this on my journey, and you feel like you get overwhelmed. You might be empathic. You want to forgive everyone. You always want to see the good in everyone. But what can be the downfalls, the pitfalls? I always refer to the wise words of my wonderful Nana. When I was a boy, she said, there's a time for this and a time for that. There are many people out there, especially in the conscious community or spiritual community, and they think there's only one way to do something, and actually there's an infinite way to do everything. And you are the internal authority. People go outside for an external authority. So when it comes to especially this topic of forgiveness, you have to go to the internal authority. And throughout this very powerful lesson, I'm going to lay out all the different things and who might be the hardest person to forgive. You'll be surprised. So whether you're watching live or on the replay, could you kindly hit the like button? I'm so grateful for that, and it helps millions of people find this message. I personally feel that we should forgive everyone one time. So I do believe, and there's reasons for this, we should forgive everyone one time. And the amount of times that you forgive someone, you will have to move forward using discernment. I've shared about discernment many times. When you forgive people, you let go of things, it opens up more life experiences as you go through your journey, and you have life. You're put in positions and you say, you know what, I acted a certain way because this other thing. Last night, if you missed last night's video, please head over to the channel page. We are here to break cycles. So someone is going to have to break the cycle. Okay, someone has to break the cycle. And the more life experiences that you have, it actually becomes easier to forgive. Do you agree with that? The more, and that's why, especially when I was younger, and then you become more in tune. And then over the course of your journey, you start to, it's almost like you go one way, and then you have to, the hermetic principles of rhythm. We start one way, then we go way out of balance. Let's just forgive everyone. And then you find the happy medium. Here on this channel, and the words of balance, I want you to write it down, balance. So the more life experiences, you go about your journey and you have more and more life experiences, it actually makes it easier for you to forgive. So, as you go through these experiences, it becomes easier. You put yourself in that position. You don't know what a person is going through in their everyday life, and what they're going through. They might be taking it out on you. I've seen this many times. At first, and you're like, oh, you take it personal. Okay, if you actually remember the 4 agreements. Don't take things personally. It could be a reflection of what they're going through at a specific time in their life, or from the subconscious programs of their past, and they're running off of subconscious programs. And a lot of people, that's why we have to, so why do we have to raise the vibrational frequency of the world? People, as you go through the traumas and stuff, people are trying to protect themselves because, they've been through so much trauma. So as you go on your journey, I always, especially if you meet someone, you always forgive someone. It's so important. You forgive, you give someone a second chance. Write it down. When you give people a second chance, it opens you up to so many more possibilities. If you say, oh, it's done, you close the door, and there might have been a miscommunication. Maybe there was a miscommunication. When you give someone a second chance, it's beneficial to you, it's beneficial to them, it's beneficial to everyone. When you let go, it's also beneficial to your health. Let it go. You have to let go of what happened or what was done. And it's beneficial to your health. It's beneficial when you give second chances. You have to use discernment. Now, do you forgive everyone all the time? There was a phrase that I heard many years ago. And this phrase, okay, hit the like button if your Uncle Mike is speaking the truth. And write this word down. Write this phrase down. Write it in the comment section. Write it on a piece of paper. And look at it every single day. Because I know a lot of people, just like myself, you want to be nice. You want to be nice to everyone. Unconditional love is not unconditional acceptance of poor behavior. Once again, unconditional love is not unconditional acceptance of poor behavior. You have to realize that right now. Agent Johnny Red, thank you so much for that. I appreciate that very much. Felix, thank you so much. I appreciate that very much. Thank you both. Thank you very much. There are people out there, and everyone has a different level of consciousness. And you have to realize this, that we have to go to the content of character. Content of character is important. There are people that make mistakes and they have a quality content of character. People can only answer questions with the information available at the time. They might have made mistakes. We forgive people, but what happens when there's a conscious individual? Maybe a demon, son. And they repeat over and over again. Please listen to the message. Have you ever had an experience where you forgive someone and they might be part of your life? They're part of your everyday life, and you forgive them. And they cause chaos, and you forgive them. And then they repeat it again. And then I say, oh, I'm sorry. And then you forgive them. And then they repeat it again. I'm sorry. And then you forgive them. And it keeps going round and round and round. If I keep doing this, right, I can't move forward with the lesson. Life is lessons. Have you ever come across a person in your everyday life and you constantly forgive them? However, they keep doing it again and again and again and over and over and over and over and over. Okay? This is Jezebel spirit. There are, and when you think about spiritual warfare, they know how to take advantage of an empath. You are not someone's doormat. Hit the like button if I'm speaking the truth. You might come across people on your journey and they take up harbor in your everyday life. They are a parasite. They are a distraction sent to you. And I'm going to teach you in this lesson how it now becomes your responsibility. They constantly repeat it over and over again. And you say, well, but I just forgave you. You did it again. But I just forget you did it again. Do you ever come across this? Natalie Rogers. Thank you so much, Natalie. I love you so much, Natalie. So this is Jezebel spirit. Okay, and anytime, reflect on your life. You have to start using discernment. We start off by forgiving people, and then you have an epiphany as I forgive this person, okay? Okay, this person changed. This person is continuing. I give them another chance. Okay, they changed. Good. They keep doing it over and over and over, and there's no change. Now you have to say, not up in here. Now you have to have your strength, okay? Now you have to, this is where you don't, ready? You don't have to forgive everyone. You have to use discernment with your forgiveness. You say, why is that, Uncle Mike? You could write, why is that, Uncle Mike? What do you allow? What do you allow into your life? So by forgiving someone, and I'll talk about forgiveness, we can forgive from a distance. What do you allow into your life? Because when you over and over constantly forgive this behavior, the universe says, oh, he or she is allowing that into their life. So here's some, you're going to attract more. Here's some more. Here's some more dirt bags in your life. Here's some more people that are going to walk all over you like a doormat, right? Are you understanding? Am I speaking the truth? So you have to understand this as well. We all want to love people. And again, so you can forgive people from a distance, but you have to get to a realization, identify, close the door, seal the door. Go no contact with the narcissist, especially the covert narcissist, because they're undercover. And they're not going to come in your face and tell you these things. You have to feel this. Now the responsibility is on you. Enabler. You ever hear that term, an enabler? This is part of good parenting, being a good teacher. You don't want to be an enabler, okay? And I can think of a time when you constantly just forgive every single and the same thing, and they keep doing it. Yeah, I'll just forgive again. Yeah, forgive again. So what you're doing is you're becoming an enabler. And remember, we are all on a life's journey of course correction. So if you're enabling that behavior, they will continue that behavior. I did a full video on tough love. You know about tough love? And over the course of my journey, I've had tough love. Because when you go through these things, and that's where the content of character goes. Someone might point something out to you. Remember, there's always a differentiation between attacks and constructive criticism, right? Here on this channel, we're here to present from a place of authenticity and go really deep, okay? Rosemarie Huffer, thank you so much. I have family members that do that to me, and I said, do you like to be sad or happy? You bring me down, so I'll talk to you when you're nice. Yeah. Don't allow it into your life. Seal the doors. Go no contact. You can forgive people from a distance, but will you allow them into your life? So there is also some people think that you could forgive someone, but you could get them the heck out of your life, okay? Hit the like button if that's the truth. Coney Island Mermaid, thank you so much. Sounds like my mother. Scapegoat abuse is a real thing. I'll talk more about that as well. But that's they portray, oh, I'm the victim, I'm the this. And again, are people course correcting? If not, give them your absence. Okay, so there are two very powerful videos. I will place them on the left-hand side at the end of this live stream. And let them course correct on their own. You could forgive people, but you could forgive people from a distance. So you're technically still forgiving, but you don't allow them. See, on my journey, I contracted a specific individual on my journey. And I thought, oh, well, it's my responsibility to make them better. I'm just going to keep going. I'm going to keep being a nice guy until they get better because I'm going to make them better. And then we realize it's not our responsibility. Everyone has to take out the accountability mirror. It's their responsibility to course correct. So you don't. have to tolerate it in your life. So again, I'm trying to be as specific as possible. We could forgive from a distance. You could go over there. You could go as far away as possible. But you're no longer part of my life. You're not going to parasite off my energy. You're not going to distract me from my goals, from my dreams. So you can forgive from a distance, but your health is on the line. Who is the hardest person to forgive? The hardest person to forgive. The hardest person to forgive. Who's the hardest person? For me, the hardest person, and this might resonate with you if you're tuned in this far into this message, the hardest person for me to forgive is myself. And that's where you have to let go. That's where the forgiveness has to come. And the more that you realize you have certain life experiences, what you could take from the experience, because I'm sure I hold myself to a very high standard. I should have known better. I should have listened. I should have listened to myself. I should have listened to my stomach. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to teach you about that as well. The science behind this. Your health is on the line when it comes to this. That's how important this message is. Your health is on the line. You have to let go of things. And you have to understand that you could compartmentalize your life, that there's not only one answer. You don't forgive everyone all the time. Remember, unconditional love. You say, I got to give unconditional love. Well, you can. But it's also not unconditional acceptance of poor behavior. This is why, and we've seen this, I've even had a professional on, we did an interview on the covert narcissist. This is why the spiritual communities are loaded with covert narcissists. You hit the like button if your Uncle Mike is speaking the truth. Oh, I could get away with it. I could keep going. Remember, the same things in everyday life. And we think of maybe the conscious community or the spiritual community. We put a different standard on it. But it's just like everyday life. A lot of people in this world, they don't want to take accountability for their actions. They want to take ownership for their actions. But I'm here to tell you, if you pull yourself back and you look at your life, you say, I take ownership for my actions. I take responsibility. I'm going to course direct. I'm going to go directly to God. I'm going to make the changes, because remember, we could only answer questions with the information available at the time. Poet 144A, thank you. Madgi Haddad, thank you so much. Thank you for all you do, brother. I appreciate you being here. It's my honor to do this. It's my honor to present this information in the vibration of authenticity. That's what we are here to do on this channel. So that's why, if you really want to go deep into these things, that's why we do these things as classes. You can't get this in a 1-minute clip. You have to use discernment. It's not, just love everyone, forgive everyone, see ya. We don't evolve as a collective without this, without knowing this. There's a time for this and a time for that. There's a time to forgive, and then there's a time to seal the doors, to block everything, to go no contact, right? Galactic Guardians, right? It's truth. This is the truth. You have to know. You have to use discernment, because now the ownership, when you know, and that's why spiritual warfare, the unseen battle, right? It's a real thing. You have to understand free will. You have to understand the laws of the universe. You then are allowing, what will you allow into your life? People say, I keep attracting the same thing into my life. So you want to make sure that you're not attracting the same, you're not tolerating it, okay? The full video, it'll be at the end of this video, setting boundaries with the universe. Because once you've done that, you're going to see, If you constantly forgive people that don't actually want your forgiveness, they just keep repeating it. And again, you could say, I'm a conscious warrior. I want to improve the world. Well, take out that mirror. So now, are you an enabler? Think about this. Are you now enabling that behavior? And then you're telling the universe, you're telling it, give me more of this. Give me more of this. So that's where you have to have self-respect. You got to write that down. Self-respect. So we can forgive, and we could technically still forgive everyone. So what is the level of consciousness? Again, the more life experiences you have, and then you critique, I could take out the accountability mirror. When I was in a state of anxiety, things happening all over, and that's why these things are spiritual attacks, because it lowers your frequency. That's why you have to pull yourself back. That's why you have to fine-tune yourself. That's why you have to raise your frequency, and you constantly are expanding your consciousness, and you are holding the standard of content of character. I'm here to tell you this. There could be people that are real smart. They know a lot of things, but they don't have content of character. You know, on my journey, I'd rather just meet a random girl in the street. Oh, I love you. And just, oh, love, and that's it. And then a person that goes out there that thinks they know everything, they gaslight, they guilt and shame you. Do you know people like this? And you're seeing this maybe in the conscious or spiritual communities. I know it all. And your gut is telling you this is not a good person, right? Arctic Jones writes truth, right? Ethereal truth, right? Keep writing it in the comments. Sometimes you want someone with a content of character. It's more important. The content of character is more important. Well, I know all the spiritual stuff, and that makes me better than everyone else, right? The spiritual ego. Got to get back to the basics, kids. Got to get back to the basics. Your health is on the line. Your health is on the line. That's how important this message is. Okay, please hit the like button, share this. We continue onwards. Your health is on the line. When you are now, so now you constantly are in a loop. So you might feel like it's your responsibility. It's your responsibility to make this person better. It's your responsibility. It's actually their responsibility. When we get out of victimhood and we realize that everyone's got to take out their own accountability mirror. You know, I share this, like some people, they'll say, oh, ascend for me, okay? They're not getting it. Each and every one of us will ascend ourselves through actually expanding our consciousness, actually putting in work. There is things to do. It's, oh, everything's a unicorn. Everything's a unicorn. Unicorn. What is that? That's from Despicable Me. We got jokes on this channel too. If you love to expand your consciousness, if you love pop culture references, if you like jokes, why don't you hit the subscribe button? Your Uncle Mike will teach you, make you laugh, right? We show up every day here, 9 a.m. Eastern. Authenticity. Your health depends on it. When you're not living in authenticity, when you're constantly you feel it, and they do it again, and but I just forgave you, like, and you're doing it again. But this is now literally the 8th time that it's the same 8 times, 9 times, right? Your health is dependent on this. Now, I speak about Dr. Gabor Mate, right? Dr. Gabor, your health, when you're not in authenticity, when you have these people in your life, your health declines. Dr. Gabor talks about healthy anger. Okay, so when you can feel the difference. You have to go within. So how do we know? I forgive. I forgive unconditionally, or I got to step away. You need to go over there. You need to get the heck out of my everyday life, right? And I can forgive you from a distance, but you need to now get out of here. because it's your content of character. So Dr. Gabor talks about healthy anger and how anger is part of the immune system. You can see this on your journey. There are people and they might do you wrong, and you naturally actually feel empathetic for them. And you could see how they feel like they want your forgiveness. They want your forgiveness. Listen to that gut. Listen to that gut. It's going to tell you the truth. Okay, there's no book on this. You got to go inside. You got to go to the internal authority. See, now your gut's saying, and you actually, and then when you forgive them, and then they love you back, and then there's so many things that open up from that. All right, I'm open to forgiving people in the beginning. But then all of a sudden you're like, wait a second, then you go 8 times into it. Now the body, so the anger is the body's immune system to an external parasite. Hit the like button if your Uncle Mike is speaking the truth. And you should check out Dr. Gabor. I love Dr. Gabor, right? So now, healthy anger is part of the immune system. All of a sudden, now 4 or 5, and you feel this repetition, you're feeling it building up. Your stomach is getting thrown off. Then if you don't listen to it, over time, your health is going to decline. So now, the ownership, as you become aware, awareness is the precursor to change. The ownership is on you to actually not allow this into your life anymore. And you say, not up in here, right? You say, not up in here. and you seal the door and you move forward with your life. Right? Valentine, right? That's what you have to do. You have to move forward with your life. I know people are given these subconscious programs that could get them into a lot of trouble. You got to make things work. It's got to be hard. Okay? And guess what? These are things. This is the spiritual warfare. I know this might be new to people. You cannot start a new chapter in your life if you continue to reread the last one. You had a chapter. God gave you a learning experience. Did you learn from it? The ownership is now onto you. You cannot start a new chapter in your life if you continue to reread the last one. You have to turn the page. You have to seal the doors. You have to move forward. And that's why a lot of, people, and we'll talk more about this as we move forward on this very powerful channel. When you're really in tune with your spiritual immune system, no contact, you feel it, and it just becomes natural. You just reach a point where you're like, you ever go this, you look at it, you experience it. It could be a person in your life. It could be at the workplace. A lot of people deal with this at the workplace. They're getting abused at work. Are you dealing with this in the workplace? You could write it in the comment section, okay? But over time, you might just sit there and it just naturally comes to you and it says, it's never going to be enough. It's never going to be enough. You have to make the decision. Forgive or F them. Out. Tell them the direction. Notify them of the direction, right? Some of you get it. Notify them of the direction. Your health, your wellness, the new chapter of your life is depending on this. There's a time for this and a time for that. So forgiveness, yes, but forgiveness is not allowing people into your life. Forgive them from a distance. You could sit here. I could sit here. I could write down, I know this person suffers from this. They had this experience. However, you could even write yourself a note. However, if I constantly start writing a book, if I constantly allow this into my life, it's never going to change. They are responsible for themselves. They have to make the changes. Give them your absence. Full video will be right there. You have to know this because your life depends on it. You'll never move forward. You want to move forward with your life? A lot of empaths get trapped into this. This has been something that I've gotten so many comments on: forgiveness. I hope that I presented this in the vibration of authenticity, as detailed as possible. Know when to forgive and know when to walk away. Know when to seal the door. Know when enough is enough. Know when your boundaries are. And you actually, I talked about the Hermetic principle. So as you've gone through your experiences and you're going on your spiritual awakening journey, and all of a sudden you're over it. You're like, now it's like you have to stop forgiving people. You say, wait a second. Hey, wait a second. I'm not someone's doormat. Hey, wait a second. You're doing this on purpose. You're not trying to act. Hey, wait a second. Point the finger. Point them out. Be like little Jimmy. I put little Jimmy in the thumbnail sometimes. Little Jimmy's always pointing things out. Wait a second. You're the covert narcissist. You're an undercover dog. And you were sent into my life as a distraction. And you're not actually asking for forgiveness. You're constantly going through the loop. And you're constantly thinking, until I learn through Almighty God to put my foot down, be the spiritual warrior that I am. We need warriors. A lot of truth in this episode. I'm so grateful for all of you. A lot of you asked for this episode, okay, on forgiveness. Did I answer your questions? Do you have more questions? And what are the other topics that you want to learn about? This is a very powerful summer. Okay, this channel is growing exponentially right now. I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. And if you happen to be new, I'm absolutely grateful if you hit the like button and just hit that subscribe button. Let's create a positive feedback loop. Let's spread the truth. You might be out there. You might be suffering in silence. I'll be the voice for the voiceless. There's people that are going to gaslight you. They can say, oh, I got to be spiritual. I'm so ultra spiritual consciousness, unicorn, vegan, blah, blah, all this nonsense. But what about the content of character? You have to go to a deeper level. And here, we're here to present from a place of authenticity and allow people to live their life over the course of their journey through the actual laws of the universe, especially free will. It's your free will. You want to forgive someone, you don't want to forgive someone. But you have to know. You don't say, oh, I have to forgive everyone. And you also don't say, oh, I don't forgive everyone. Overall, I always go to the law of 80-20. Okay, your Uncle Mike speaks the truth, teaches the truth. Go with the laws of the universe. 80-20. More than 80% of the time, all right, you hit the like button if this resonates and this is the truth. More than 80% of the time, you are going to forgive people. They're going to want your forgiveness. But every once in a while, you're going to get a Jezebel spirit. You're going to get a distraction. You're going to get someone that actually doesn't want you, and they just keep repeating it. And this is going to distract you from your ultimate goals and dreams, and your health depends on it. Health is wealth. I'm so grateful for all of you. We had 2 videos yesterday. We have daily videos. We had 2 videos yesterday, though. Check out that video. It's really going to be helpful for you. And as we move forward, we are improving everyone's physical, mental, and spiritual wellness, all 3 phases. Let's be powerful in all 3 phases. Head over to TikTok. Hit me up on TikTok. The links are in the description. We have new TikTok up. We have a new video up on Patreon. All right, let's grow the family. We're on the other platforms as well. We're here every single day on YouTube. I love each and every one of you. Stay the course. Go inside. Listen to the internal authority, especially that gut. The gut health. The gut is, I should have listened to my health. I should have listened to my gut, right? That was what I had to deal with the most, is forgiving myself. Because you actually might, when you're, especially if you're a Sigma archetype, all right, if you're not understanding that, we have full videos on the channel page. If you're a Sigma archetype, if you're here for this conscious expansion, you might hold yourself to a very high standard. And I'm here to tell you, you have to forgive yourself first. Got to forgive yourself. And know, I learned from it. This is what it means to be obedient to God. If God gives you a second chance, if God raptured you out of there, you better be obedient. because otherwise we repeat the same thing. That's why they keep doing it. These are all life lessons. Life lessons. Forgive him or F him. You have to know. You have to know yourself. I love you all. I hope this message helps each and every one of you, because a lot of people are being taken advantage of. Did you know this? So let's have the courage. Let's have the strength to become the best version of ourselves. Let's have some self-respect. Let's create boundaries with the universe. It's really going to help you on your journey. The wellness is inside. Live in authenticity. Live in truth. And when you live in authenticity, when you live in truth, everything improves. All three phases. I love you all. See you tomorrow. Bye for now.